and in managerial economics we are studying demand. What exactly you understand about demand? Demand is an economic principle that describes a consumer's desire and willingness to pay a price for a specific good or service. Holding all other factors constant, the price of a good or service increases as its demand increases and vice versa. This is a definition of demand in a practical terms, as we consider that it is a ceteris paribus. What do you understand by ceteris paribus? Ceteris paribus means when the price of a product is high, the quantity demanded is low, and vice versa. In other words, other factor remaining the same, the, the demand for a product is inversely related to a price. The law of demand is depicted in the demand schedule. We can think about the demand. For example, if the price of a tomato is increasing day by day, people are not going to buy it because the prices increases and the demand get low. And but when the price of something is going lower and the people are willing to purchase these things, that is called demand. Now I am taking an example by which you can easily elaborate the meaning of demand. Let's say take a popular ebook that for example let's have a $20 and more than 60,000 people will downloaded it and read it. If the price increase, the number of downloader is less. For example, I can say that if the price of a commodity is increasing day by day, nobody is going to purchase that thing. How it could be possible? Because everything is depend upon our pockets, and whatever the stuff are, these are related to our source of income. And demand is, as we already studied, that demand is inversely proportional to the income of the consumer. Are you getting my point to what I said? It means that you need to, if the price of anything is increases, nobody is going to buy that product. And if the price is getting low day by day, the people are willing to purchase that thing. Now we are having a demand schedule. We are the thing which we are discussing later. The thing which we are discussing earlier, that was demand schedule. The one side we are having price in dollars and the other side is quantity. We have a $20 of ebook. The 60,000 people are going to download it, that ebook. And when the price goes increasing on $40, the quantity of number of people list that are 50,000, and it goes again and again, like when the price is $60, the quantity still decreases, that is $30. When the price is $80, that is 20 quantity in demand is $20,000 people downloaded that ebook, and that is a vice versa. Now we make a demand curve by which we can easily understand the process of demand, and we can understand how we can why the demand curve is have a downward slope. So first of all, we plot a graph over here, the price on the y-axis and the quantity is on x-axis. So we plot a graph and we have a horizontal slope, that is a downward slope, which shows that when there is an increase in price, then the demand decreases, and when the price is less, the demand is increasing day by day. So now we are going to study about most important thing, that is exceptions of law of demand. See, everything has more few exemptions, so. Uh, so as in the case of law of demand, we have a four exemptions. First is given goods, second are speculations, third are Babylon effects, fourth are conspicuous consumption. First of all, I am going to elaborate about given goods. Given goods. Given goods are those goods that are for special varieties of inferior goods are termed as given goods. It was given by Sir Robert Giffen or of Ireland. That's why it named as Giffen. What is the main use of given good? Why it is in the term of the exception of law of demand? Here he took an example of potato. He observed that people used to spend more their income on inferior goods like potatoes and bread. Even though their price goes increased, they try to buy as much as they can because it's of their basic need. See, there are lots of category of people. Generally, people are not able to purchase meat and the other stuff and cheese, but the potatoes and the breads are that thing that people can easily purchase and satisfy their hunger, and they also have, by which they are getting some lots of carbohydrates and proteins and other things also. And the next is speculation. Speculation, you can say, is consumer ignorance. The other name of speculation is you can say it ignorance. Ignorance means sometime you know, the consumer, there is a humor in a market that the price of that product is increases, and people are, you know, have a rush to buy that. People have a rush to buy that product as much as they can. They don't bother about the price. They don't consider the weight of that product. They just go and purchase that product, even the prices are higher or lesser. Got it? Then you can say third is Veblen effect. Veblen effect, you can say it about the Veblen effect. Basically, Veblen effect, that is consumption, that is a exception in law of demand. For example, generally as we assume that these everybody can easily purchase the diamonds, but earlier we had a perception that only the rich can buy the diamonds, and they can uh, uh, purchase the thing whatever they want to do. But these days the diamonds is so easy to reach, and the people are easily to purchase all these things, and now the cost of this prestigious products goes fall down. By for that process, the people are willing to buy that thing as much as they can. The next is conspicuous necessity. Conspicuous necessity is means, in a modern day life we have a lot of requirements. We want this at our home, we want TV, we want air conditioner, we want LCD, LED, whatever the stuff are. We don't bother about the money. Either the prices are higher or less, we don't bother. We just going to the market and just purchase everything whatever we want to for our requirement. Okay, these are four examples. If you have any doubt, then you can post your question on your login account. Whenever I will revert you back as soon as possible. And I have some question regarding that whatever we have started earlier. Now my first question is, what do you understand by law of demand? In this you have simply written the definition which I told you earlier. And the second is why demand is having a downward slope. And the third is what are the four assumptions of downward. Now we are going to study about the determinants of demands. How could you explain about demand if there is no determinants, if there is no usage, and if there is nothing to use in it? So we have a few determinants which reflects our demand. First of all, very first determinant, that is income of the consumer. Income of the consumer, how it reflects? See, everything is depend upon the income of the consumer. If your income is not as much high, then it is very difficult for a person to purchase a diamond. And even though the diamond is very much higher thing for us, we are not able to buy an apple for a day. See, it depends of the income of the consumer. Whatever the income that kind of demand and that kinds of requirements we have, because the demand is inversely proportional to the income of the consumer. The next thing is price of the substitute product. How could you explain that the substitute product? What do you understand by the substitute product? Substitute product, you can say that the same level of satisfaction which you are getting by using that product. For example, we have two shampoos like Head and Shoulder and Pantene. See, uh, generally people use Head and Shoulder, and the other were using Pantene. And if they were satisfied either to use Pantene or you can say Head and Shoulder, then they can use. That is the price of the substitute product. Because if the price of a Head and Shoulder is very much higher, then people will go to the substitute product and satisfy their need what exactly they want to use. The next one is price of the complementary product. Complementary products are the products that are consumed together. For example, in our car, without petrol it is very difficult for us to run our car. These days people are using CNGs and other stuff, but complementary means जिसकी एक के साथ जरूरत हो. For example, shoe and polish. Without complementary product, if we are not able to run our car, we need to use petrol for our product. That is the next is changes in policy. How change in policy reflects determinants of demand? It is you can say the major changes whatever we have taken in determinants of demand is just because of changes in policy. It depends upon every country has a different policy. If as we know that if we are living in India and our government will have a hard policy, and the policy which are not flexible for the public, the demand are getting less, and the price of the product are increasing. So it depends upon the government and their policy, which kind of policy they are implementing into their country. The next is tastes and preferences of the consumer. See, in our North India, we have a staple food, wheat. We generally consume wheat as our staple food, and without wheat we are not fulfill our lunch, dinner, and whatever the stuff we are using. But apart from that, in the southern part of our country, the people have rice is a staple food. People use many variations of rice and whatever they want to be, and it depends upon the taste and preferences of the consumer what exactly they want to be. And in that case, we have a different tastes. For example, I like something I like something, oily food. Some people like spicy and whatever the, and depend upon the preferences. Some people want to go in Sagar Ratna for the South Indian food, and some people go to the Aniyappam for the South Indian food. It depends upon the taste and the preference of the consumer, because every either the prices will be high, the people will depend. The people will go according to their taste and preference. The next thing is existing wealth of the consumer. If the consumer has high existing wealth, for example, Mr. Anil Ambani, the kiddos of Mr. Anil Ambani, they have plenty of amount of money. They can buy whatever they want to buy. They need not bother about the things, about the changes, about the price, about the cost. They just go to the market and just purchase, and because they have a plenty amount of money, they have a lots of houses, they have a huge money. So that is the existing wealth of the consumer. The next one is expectation regarding future price change. Sometime if a consumer that they feel that there is a change in price according to the situation, like you can say that after the seasons of marriages and other festival, the price of a gold goes down, and generally people went to the market and purchase gold in a bulk amount and according to their pockets, and they can purchase the things, and because they knew that, because when this season goes over, the price will be increasing. In the same way, like the potatoes and tomatoes, people knew the prices will be decreases day by day, and they will go to the market and reserve the thing as much as they can. Either they can either they are able to preserve and or not, but they will do according to their convenience. The next one is, the last one is spatial influence. Spatial influence means it depends upon the climatic change, the demographic changes. Certain factors will reflect the demand. Like, say, in a winter we need a woolen clothes. So every market, every place wherever you go, you can buy. You can easily see the woolen sweaters, woolen pillows, whatever woolen, everything you can find the woolen things. These are the determinants of demand which I explained you. If you have any doubt, then you can post your queries on your login account and I will revert you back. The next thing is, now we are discussing about the nature of demand curve. As we studied earlier, that the demand curve is inversely proportional to the price. So for that sake, it has been a downward slope. Why is it a downward slope? Because as I told you that it has a inverse relationship. Now we have a two graph over there. First is changes in demand, and that is, and the next one is in shift in demand curve. First of all, we are discussing about the change in demand. In our first curve, our demand curve slope down the right. As you know that it will be go to the D2 D1. Why it will go to the D2 D1? Because it reflects the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Here we have a two prices P1, P2, and here we have a two quantities Q1 and Q2, in which we are using. When we have a P1, then we have a quantity Q1, and into the P2 we have a quantity D1 and quantity D1, and a curve goes to do the downward slope. Okay. The next one is shift in demand curve. Shift in demand curve, extension and contraction of demand curve as a result of change in price. Okay, how you can say that? See, if the demand of a product increases due to fall, when will our demand will be increased? You know that how it will increase when the price of a product goes down, then our demand will increase. People will go to the market and purchase their requirement, whatever they want to know. That is called extension in demand. हाउ इट इज कॉल्ड एक्सटेंशन, क्योंकि इसमें बढ़ गई है और बहुत सारे लोग उस प्रोडक्ट को खरीदने जा रहे हैं. Second part is a fall in demand of product as a result of this rise in price is called contraction. जब price बढ़ जाता है तो that we call as contraction, and when the price is decreases that is called extension. So we studied it according to our, we can discuss it by our curve. See, we have on x-axis we have a quantity, and in a y-axis we have a P1 and P2, and when the demand is increases, that is D1, and when the price is increases, then when the price is less, then the demand is increases, and when the price is when the prices fall, then the demand is increases, and when the price is increasing, the demand is decreases. That is the shift in demand. Now I was telling you about the shift in demand. What the reason why it will be changes.